My name is David. I'm 32 years old. I live in New York City. I work at a tech company. I earn $95,000 a year. I have a nice apartment. I have a good life. But I also have a secret that fills me with shame every single day. I left my mother behind. 10 years ago, I lived in the Philippines in a small village called San Miguel. My family was poor, very poor. My father died when I was 15. After that, it was just my mother and me. My mother's name was Rosa. She worked as a seamstress. She sewed clothes for people in the village. She earned very little money, maybe $3 a day, sometimes less. But she had a dream for me. She wanted me to have a better life, a life she never had. When I was 22 years old, I got a job opportunity in America. A company wanted to hire me as a software developer. It was my chance, my only chance to escape poverty. I was so excited, but my mother was scared. She said, "David, America is so far away. Will you come back?" I held her hands. I looked into her eyes, said, "Mama, I promise I will work hard. I will save money and I will bring you to America. We will live together. I will take care of you. Just wait for me 1 year, maybe 2 years. Then I will bring you." She cried, but she smiled through her tears. "Okay, anak, I will wait." That was 10 years ago. The first year in America was hard, very hard. I worked long hours. I lived in a small room with 3 other people. I saved every dollar I could. I called my mother every week. She always asked, "When will you bring me, anak?" I said, "Soon, mama, maybe next year. I need to save more money first." She said, "Okay. I will wait." The second year, I got a promotion. I earned more money. I moved to a better apartment. I started making friends. I started going out on weekends. I still called my mother, but not every week anymore, maybe twice a month. She still asked, "When will you bring me?" I said, "Soon, mama." "But the paperwork is complicated. It takes time." She said, "I understand. I will wait." The third year, I met a girl. Her name was Emily. She was American, smart and beautiful. We fell in love. I spent all my free time with her. I called my mother once a month now. Sometimes I forgot to call. She still asked, "When will you bring me?" I said, "Maybe next year, mama. I'm very busy with work right now." She said quietly, "Okay, I will wait." Years passed. 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I got promoted again. I bought a car. I moved to a bigger apartment in Manhattan. Emily and I got engaged. We planned a big wedding. I called my mother to tell her about the engagement. She was happy for me. But then she asked, "Will you bring me to the wedding?" I hesitated. "Mama, it's expensive to fly you here, and the wedding is small, just close friends. Maybe after the wedding, I will bring you." There was silence on the phone. Then she said softly, "Okay, David, I will wait." 7 years. 8 years, 9 years, I got married. I bought a house. Emily and I had a baby, a son. We named him Lucas. My mother asked, "When can I meet my grandson?" I said, "Soon, mama, when he's a little older, when we have time." She said, "I'm getting old, David. I want to hold him." "I know, mama. Soon, I promised." But I was always busy, work, family life. I sent her money every month, $500. I thought that was enough. I thought money could replace my presence. I was wrong. Last month, I got a phone call. It was my cousin Maria from the Philippines. She was crying. "David, you need to come home. Your mother is very sick." My heart stopped. What happened? I asked. She had a stroke. The doctors say she might not have much time. I booked the first flight to the Philippines. I flew for 24 hours. I didn't sleep. I just prayed. When I arrived at the hospital, I ran to her room. She was lying in the bed. She looked so small, so fragile. Her hair was completely white now. Her face was thin. Tubes were connected to her arms. I sat beside her and held her hand. "Mama, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Her eyes opened slowly. She looked at me and tried to smile. "David, you came." I started crying. "Yes, Mama, I'm here. I should have come sooner." She squeezed my hand weakly and said, "I waited for you. I waited so long." Those words broke my heart into a million pieces. After visiting ours, Maria took me to my mother's house, the small wooden house where I grew up. Everything was exactly the same. Nothing had changed in 10 years. My old bed was still there. My books, my photos on the wall, but there was something new. On a small table near the window, There was a stack of papers. They were flight itineraries, dozens of them. Flights from Manila to New York. Different dates, different airlines, different prices. My mother had been looking at flights for years, planning her trip to see me, hoping I would send her a ticket, Maria said quietly. She printed those every few months. She would show them to neighbors and say, "My son will bring me soon. I just need to be ready." I collapsed into a chair and sobbed. She never complained, Maria continued. She told everyone how successful you are, how happy you are in America. She never said a bad word about you. She should have, I cried. I abandoned her. Maria put her hand on my shoulder. She wasn't angry. She just waited. I stayed in the Philippines for 2 weeks. Every day, I sat by my mother's bed, holding her hand, telling her about my life, about Lucas, about everything I should have told her years ago. She couldn't speak much, but she smiled. Sometimes she whispered, "I'm happy you're here." On the last day I said, "Mama, when you get better, you're coming to America with me. I'm not leaving you again." She looked at me with tired eyes and said softly, "David, I'm already home. You were my home. I just wanted to be near you." Those were her last words. She passed away that evening peacefully with me holding her hand. At her funeral, my cousin showed me my mother's phone. She had set a daily reminder. Every single day for 10 years it said, "David will call today." Even when I didn't call, she kept hoping. I also found letters, dozens of them. Letters she wrote to me but never sent. She wrote about her daily life, about missing me, about how proud she was. In one letter, she wrote, "I know you're busy, Anak. I understand. I don't want to bother you, but I miss you so much. I look at your photo every night before I sleep. I pray for you every day. I'm still waiting. I will always wait." I brought my mother's ashes back to America. I keep them in my home. Every day I look at her photo. Every day I say, "I'm sorry, Mama." I tell Lucas about his grandmother, how strong she was, how patient she was, how much she loved me. And I made myself a promise I should have kept 10 years ago. I will never take the people I love for granted. I will never be too busy for family. I will never make someone wait when I have the power to be there. My mother waited for me for 10 years, and I made her wait until it was too late. If you have parents, grandparents, or anyone who loves you and is waiting for your time, your call, your visit, don't make them wait. Don't make my mistake, because one day they will stop waiting, not because they gave up, but because they're gone. And you'll spend the rest of your life wishing you had just one more day she waited for me, and I will regret that for the rest of my life. Thank you for listening to this story. If you liked it, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the Story Reading in English channel. Your support helps more stories reach people like you. With every story, our English gets better, and our hearts get stronger.